wonderful Wednesday. Good morning, Nevaeh, Jenna, William, RJ, Rhea, Olivia, Raymond, Victoria, Spencer, Hannah, Kellen, Dominic, Logan, Ace, Carol, Patrick, Zachary, Chloe, Cody, Sadie, John, Caden, Paige, Michael, and Mikhail. All right, I want you to have a wonderful Wednesday, and it's Science Wednesday. We're going back to talking about ecosystems. Now, ecosystems are different areas or areas of land where animals and plants and nature, they all interact, okay? Now, we've talked about deserts and we've talked about water. Well, today I want to talk about forest. There are two main kinds of forests I want to talk about today. We have rainforest, okay, and we have temperate forest. Now, a rainforest is got a lot of rain. Yes, there can be in a year almost 100 inches of rain. Now think about that. Misburg is about 72 inches tall. So it would have to be this much higher, probably way up here, to be 100 inches. Now it doesn't all happen at once. It just happens literally every day, okay? Now, in the rainforest, there are lots and lots of trees. They go really close to each other, actually, and they have some grow there and here. And we're going to start with the tall trees, these guys. These are called emergent trees. Emergent trees kind of stick way out now from the other trees. So let's say we're in our classroom and all of you guys are trees and Miss Brooks a tree. She would be an emergent tree because she's sticking way up higher than the other trees. Okay? Great. Now, and these emergent trees, they're about 125 feet tall. That is like taking our school and stacking 10 of them on top of each other. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. That's how tall one of those emergent trees can be. 10 schools on top of each other. Okay, then we come down to the next layer, and this is called the canopy. I don't know, some of you should remember that Miss Burke, when we were talking about needs and wants, Miss Burke always wanted a canopy bed. And so it's kind of like the roof, okay? And that's just like these. These trees are in the canopy. There's many, 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 many of them. And so they're kind of the roof of the rainforest. They're kind of the top. Sure, we have a few sticking up higher, the emergent, but there are not that many of them. It's mainly these guys who are at the roof, the canopy. And they're about 95 feet tall, so they're about 8 schools on top of each other, okay? Still extremely, extremely tall. Then we have what's called the understory. We're seeing more different kinds of trees. They're still tall. They're about 55 feet. And that's about, 5 schools, 4 to 5 schools on top of each other. But they don't take up as much room, okay? They're the understory. They're right below the canopy. And then we have the undergrowth. The undergrowth is kind of like what's down here, okay? What's down there? We've got the emergent that sticks out. We've got the canopy. We've got the understory. and we've got the undergrowth. So it kind of covers the ground, and there's so much down there. It's crazy. So once again, we're seeing similar kinds of trees as in the understory, but they're just not as tall. They're about as tall, a little taller than our school. So still, they're tall, but they're just not, I mean, think about it, 10 schools, 1 school. That's a lot of difference. So these trees can get really tall. These trees are tall, but not compared to these. It's like saying Spencer is tall, but he's just not tall if you compare him to Miss Burke. Okay? Now, so this is a rainforest. Rainforests have different kinds of animals at each layer. Some animals live up in the emergent, some live in the canopy, some live in the understory, and then there's hundreds and hundreds of animals that live down here. You can find rainforests everywhere. Some people think rainforest, they think jungle, they think South America. Sure, there is some rainforest in South America, but actually, if you've ever been to the state of Washington, there is a rainforest there. So rainforests can be warm, or they can be not as warm. They just get a lot of rain. Okay? Remember how the desert doesn't get much rain? But the rainforest, 100 inches. They get a lot of rain. Okay, so we've talked about the rainforest. So and they have certain kinds of trees there. Then, and that grow all year long. Because the rainforest, the temperature kind of stays the same all year. Well, then we go to something called temperate forests. Temperate forests are different than rainforests. Temperate forests get less rain, but they're in different spots. We have what's called deciduous. Say it, deciduous. A deciduous forest is also temperate, but it has leaves that go through 4 different seasons. And by that I mean, think about trees, a lot of trees around here, or the trees at school. In the spring, we see trees turning green, right? Yeah. And then slowly towards the summer, they start getting little flowers on them. And they start getting, beautiful and smelling really nice. Well, then so that's spring, summer, and then they go to fall, and the leaves are coming off. They go to autumn, and the leaves come down off the trees. And then in the winter, are there leaves on the trees? No. So we can see there's different kinds of leaves for the different kinds of trees in the deciduous forest. Now, once again, it has 4 seasons it goes through, but it has quite a bit of moisture too. Deciduous forests, they don't get as much rain here, but they get plenty of rain or plenty of water for what they need. Some deciduous trees are near a river, and so they can pull in water from there too. Deciduous trees, they don't get as tall as these tall guys, but they're taller than the understory. They can get up to about 80 feet tall. So that'd be like, 6 or 7 schools on top of each other, okay? Now, once we're still talking temperate, because that's where the seasons, it doesn't get hot, it doesn't get cold, but they have different seasons. Now, coniferous forests have the temperature around them have 4 seasons. They all have summer, autumn, winter, and spring. but they don't really change. Coniferous, and this is how I remember coniferous, they have cones. If a tree has a cone, like a pine cone, then it's coniferous. Yes, coniferous. They also have, instead of leaves, these nice open leaves that the deciduous forest has, they have something called needles, and they're kind of sharp. You have spruce, fir, pine trees, redwood trees, all of those are coniferous. Your Christmas tree is a coniferous tree. It doesn't need as much water as deciduous. So they can grow in spots that deciduous trees would not grow in. They can grow on mountains where there's not a lot of rain and they don't need to dig so far down. They have cones instead of flowers. Those cones fall, and that's how new trees are grown. And leaves kind of take, and flowers for the deciduous trees are how we kind of get to eventually get new trees. But these coniferous trees can get huge. I mean, huge. We have this tree right here. This is a redwood tree. You can actually go to the National Redwood Forest and you can see a redwood tree that is 360 feet tall. That is almost 3 times as tall as this. That is like 30 schools on top of each other. 30 of them, not 10, but 30. So they can get huge. They can live long amount of time because they don't need a lot of water, and they kind of protect themselves with the kind of leaves they have, which are called needles. Then we have pine trees, fir trees, spruce trees. They're all actually pretty tall. These trees here can get 300 feet, 140 feet. They're still taller than these trees. They can get huge. Now, you're going to say, Ms. Burke, my Christmas tree is not 30 schools tall. Right. That is a certain kind of pine tree or fir, depending on, or spruce, depending on what you have, that is like this. It can get to about 10 feet. People are growing them for specific reasons. They're growing them. There's a tree farm. Or they cut them down before they have a chance to grow tall. These trees that are really tall are old. There is actually a tree that a redwood tree, you could drive a car through. It's that big. Okay? So, let's wrap up real quick. Lots of rain. Not a whole lot of variety of kinds of trees up here, but once we get down to the undergrowth, lots of variety of plants and animals. Deciduous. 4 seasons, gets plenty of moisture. Many different kinds of trees. Oak, maple, all those. Then we have the coniferous forest. Extremely tall trees that they are old. A lot of these super tall trees are old. And also when they get old, they're very big around. Okay, now, next week, or next time, we're going to talk about the animals that live in these forests, okay? And if you want to get a jump start on it, do some research. See what kind of animals live in the rainforest. See what kind of animals live in the deciduous forest. See what kind live in the coniferous forest. Okay? I want you to have a wonderful Wednesday, don't forget, you can come have your parents go to school and you can pick up some stuff to grow. Bye for now.